Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show, where things are completely set up
here's the thing.
in time. Well,
Yeah, hold on. This thing's being dumb.
Oh, God.
You know what? The problem is I blame.
Zuckerberg.
Okay, I was gonna go with Tobias Steps, but that's fine.
Tobias Steps has been nice to us. Zuckerberg,
true.
on the other hand, has
That's very
been
true.
nothing.
But we had
rude.
to maneuver things around in the studio a bunch to get everything set up for Tobias Steps to come in to commit, which was awesome. Of course, if you missed it, he committed to TCU live here in our studio, the Lancaster offensive tackle.
It ruled.
It was great. We had a great time. But we had to move a bunch of things around, which is why everything kind of half works right now, including my brain. So I'm
Yes.
gonna blame.
Shout out Tobias Steps for being the reason that Tepper's brain is not working right now.
Yeah, certainly it's not the 3.5 hours of sleep I got last night.
No,
Certainly
no,
it's
no.
Tobias.
Why would it ever be that?
Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to the pre-show. Before the pre-show, I'm Greg. That's Ashley. Ashley, I'd like to. It's Shout Out Monday,
Okay.
as we are, of course, want to do here.
Oh,
Okay,
that's a pretty
thanks
picture.
for turning on TV. You know, it took a minute.
That had some late Mother's Day vibes to it. Pink flowers.
A shout out
Oh God.
to the teacher spouses out there. Okay? Because this is
You're
the
not
time of
hyping
year.
yourself up here.
This is not about me.
It is.
It's not about me. It's not only about me. This is the time of year in which we get called into duty.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time of year where we have to stand up and step up. And I did this weekend. On Friday,
Mm-hmm.
I went up to my wife's elementary school
My wife.
to help her kind of tear down the room, right?
Yeah.
Help her tear down the room. Look, I don't want to throw around the word hero,
Oh God.
okay? But I probably pulled 500 staples out of the wall,
Yeah. Fair.
okay? And pulling staples out of the wall is no fun.
No,
0 stars.
I can think of better things to do.
Right. Not fun, okay? We also just pulled a lot of books out, and just I was carrying stuff. It was tough. But the other thing, and I want to get your opinion on this, and I don't know if you've ever done this before.
Okay.
We had to go back up there on Saturday. It was a 2-day job.
Mm-hmm.
Go back up there on Saturday. My wife had a bunch of papers from past years, and for those who don't know, those are anything with basically a kid's name on it, sensitive document, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I sat there for an hour
Shredding.
in front of the big industrial shredder,
Uh-huh.
shredding 3 large trash bags worth of stuff. Have you ever had the opportunity to use like an industrial strength shredder?
Oh gosh, I think back
Because
in.
we have one here, but it's like two pieces of paper max. You know, this
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
very standard office shredder. This was a
Yeah,
big mamma jamma.
I was an office aide in high school.
Oh,
And so I have used Mega Shredder before. I love Mega Shredder. Mega shredding rules.
pretty satisfying. Now it's monotonous, especially when you're doing it for an entire hour.
Yes.
But
As long as if you can make it through an entire hour with no paper cuts, that's pro
Yeah.
level
I did.
shredding. If you get a paper cut early on, it ruins the
it
rest
really
of the
does.
process.
We got through unscathed.
Nice.
And the other thing about the shredder is there's that feeling. It's the same reason my wife really enjoys vacuuming, because there's that instant gratification.
Oh, you're talking to Queen of Laminating.
Yeah, exactly.
Laminating and shredding hold a special place in my heart.
Sure. So you get it.
Yeah.
There is that instant gratification,
Yeah.
but also there's the fun of saying, all right, how many pieces of paper will you take at one time? Because it's got like a whole scale, and
Yeah.
it'll like stop on you, and you'll find the level,
Yes.
and then you're like, all right, let's see how
then you
close
have
we
to
can
like
get to that line.
rip out.
How close you can get to that line, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's what we did this weekend. We
Nice.
spent an entire. That's how I spent my Mother's Day weekend, was helping my wife tear down her classroom.
That's nice.
But that's because I'm tall and she's not, and
Yes.
so I have to reach a lot of high places.
Yeah. You remember how excited I was when there's a mobile shredding company? I mean, we don't have a shredder thing, so it's called like Shred It, and it comes to our offices every now and then.
Oh,
and
really?
It's like a massive.
There's like a medical company next
door. It's like a massive. It looks like a trash truck, like a normal picture your normal trash truck, but it's got a shredder on the end of it. So that was pretty cool looking.
That seems pretty cool.
I got excited about that.
I could get on board with working for a shredding company.
Yeah.
Now taking out the staples wasn't any fun, and removing all the paper clips, but it's part of the job, and some people are built for this. Some people are built for this. Shout out to all the teacher spouses out there.
Yeah.
Tough time of year for us. Stay strong. Hit the theme expo. Pickle! Hit the arrow sign. Yes, y'all! From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show that's back from the weekend that hopes that you didn't forget that yesterday was Mother's Day.
Better not have.
I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or listen to us in the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I'm sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dorks, Miss 305. She's Ashley Pickle.
Hi, friends.
Hi, Ashley Pickle.
Hello. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. Today is Monday, May 15th, 2023. I looked this up earlier. 192 days till Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Emmitt Smith.
Oh, nice.
Emmitt Smith turns 54 today. Happy birthday to Emmitt Smith. It's also the birthday of Jackson Mahomes.
Take that as you will.
It's episode, what episode is this?
1,591.
Thank you, 1,591. On today's show, folks, we got headlines from across the state, including somebody got a raise this weekend, and it wasn't me.
Or me.
Find out who it is coming up here in a moment on headlines. Then back half the show, Matt Stepp is back stateside, and he, whenever he's in America, there's one thing he wants to do. Let's go out to 7-on-7 tournaments.
That's 100%.
While he was out there, he caught up with the head coach of the 4A Division I state semifinalists, the Chapel Hill Bulldogs, Coach Jeff Riordan. We'll hear from him about his Bulldogs coming up here at the back half of the program. Do we have first four through the door, Mademoiselle?
We sure do. It was, as I find it, the Ghost of Betty White.
All right.
Daniel Agnew, Nick Morton, and Coach Terry Crawford. Welcome in, fellas, lady fellas, ghouls.
And Coach. I mean, I would never call you a ghoul, Coach.
He's a fella.
Okay.
A coaching fella.
A couple of things that we should probably mention off the top. One is that we are now less than 2 weeks away from sending this magazine to press. We send to press next Friday. And so if we look progressively more insane and more disheveled, that's why. I was up last night laying out private school pages all night. So
because you like to party.
Because I like to party. We're working on that. There's a couple of key dates. One is that if you are not a subscriber, it'll probably start hitting newsstands around July 4th. Okay? Probably start hitting newsstands around July 4th. If you are a subscriber, you'll probably start getting it, I will say, the last week in June to be safe.
Yeah.
But there's a pretty decent chance you get a little bit earlier than that. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I can't promise that, but you should get it in June.
Yeah.
I will say that if you're a subscriber, you got to go to texasfootball.com/subscribe.
And July 4th is on like a Tuesday this year, so people might be off on Monday. That's going to mess up the mail thing. So it's easier just to subscribe and get that done.
texasfootball.com/subscribe and get it there. The other thing do we want to tell people, because we had a big event in studio last week with Tobias Steps coming in and committing.
Mm-hmm.
The next big in studio thing that we're going to do is June 5th, Monday, June 5th, right here on this very program at noon. The cover reveal of the 2023 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football.
Let's go.
Right here, June 5th.
It's a party.
Monday. Mark your calendar. We will have me here. We'll have Ashley here. We'll probably have Ish here if we can talk him into it.
Yeah.
We will be revealing the cover of the 2023 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. I should say, and I guess this maybe is a spoiler, the covers of the 2023 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. That's where it's the main and the gatefold, I should say. We're not doing anything fancy like that. But TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Okie dokie.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm out you.
Yeah, you quit.
Yep.
All right, Pickle, let's get to some headlines. And let's start in Huntsville. Dateline. Huntsville. Sam Houston has announced they've reached a 4-year contract extension with Coach K.C. Keeler.
Let's go.
He is there, of course. Sam Houston moving up to the FBS ranks and joining Conference USA to start the 2023 season. And actually, Keeler was kind of running out of time. He was. I don't know if you knew this, but his contract was due to expire at the end of June.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I did not realize that.
Yes. It was due to expire at the end of June. Now look, we had not heard any big deal about this. So they were going to come to some sort of terms regardless, it seems like. I don't think KC Keeler was on the hot seat or anything like that. But they were basically flying without a net. But there has to be. He's been there a long time. He's been there. He's been there. Now he's in his 10th season there in Huntsville. This does seem like, I don't know, I haven't talked with Coach Keeler. This seems like the kind of place he wants to be his last stop, his retirement place. Not that he's an old man, but this felt like this was going to get done. But I did find that shocking that, oh wow, he was just he was going to be done. Like he was going to be out of a contract at the end of June. They have reached a 4-year contract extension to 2027. Sources tell Dave Campbell's Texas Football's Mike Craven. It is going to it is not to exceed $3.25 million over the life of the agreement. They are moving up to the FBS. He's the all-time winningest coach in FCS playoff history. He's the only coach to win a national title at 2 different FCS teams. Of course, he won it at Delaware before he came over and won it at Sam Houston in that 2020-2021 season there in the spring. He's won 259 games in his career. Among active coaches in the Division I level, that's 4th.
Yeah.
Okay? Nick Saban, Mac Brown, Brian Kelly. That's the list.
Seems like a good company to have.
And then KC Keeler is the fourth winningest coach in Division I right now. And so Sam Houston has locked in KC Keeler. Again, I didn't think he was necessarily going anywhere, but certainly he's happy to get a little bit of a raise there, as Sam Houston and KC Keeler have agreed to a 4-year contract extension. Other news, and I hope you'll go to TexasFootball.com and check out Corey Hogue's weekly piece, The Blitz. If you've never clicked on that, basically, Corey just takes. I'm an old school newspaper guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love newspapers. It's a notes column, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I would love reading like the Sunday notes column. Peter Gammons was famous for it in newspapers writing about baseball. It's kind of like Peter King does with Monday Morning Quarterback. It is just a notes column about non-FBS football in the state of Texas. So I hope you'll go through. There's just a lot of things in there. Things like if you're keeping an eye on like recruiting at the non-FBS ranks. Like there's commitments about Lamar getting a commitment, Prairie View getting a signing from a community college quarterback.
It just shows how connected Corey is with all these programs, because it stretches far and wide.
Yeah, like Tarleton had a couple of guys who were invited to NFL rookie camps. If you want this kind of wide-ranging look at non-FBS football in the state of Texas, the Blitz is for you. But there's one thing in particular that caught my eye. Ashley Pickle, did you see who Abilene Christian picked up this week?
I did not.
This last week. Abilene Christian, this is reported by our own Corey Hogue, received a commitment from Hut Graham.
How
Do you
about
remember
that?
Hut Graham?
I do
the
remember.
former Gunner quarterback who went to Texas Tech. He's transferring from Texas Tech after a redshirt freshman season. He was kind of on the Red Raiders scout team as defensive back, but he's going to compete for a spot. Corey says he could compete for a quarterback spot or a defensive back spot there at ACU. He played both ways there at Gunner, but Hut Graham is transferring
a big get.
to Abilene Christian. Oh yeah,
that's one of those that falls under the category of that guy rules.
He does rule. No, Hut Graham was awesome there at Gunner. So now he is heading to Abilene Christian where he will be a Wildcat. Keep an eye on that. But Hut Graham, the newest member of the Abilene Christian Wildcats. Elsewhere, we had some breaking news early last week. And that is that Lake Worth is looking for a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy Welch has announced his retirement, announced it Monday afternoon. He is the winningest coach in Lake Worth history. He's been there for 5 years. He's got a 35-23 record. He's been in coaching for 35 years. He in fact spent 5 years in the college at the junior college level at Fort Scott. In Kansas before he came to Texas. He was on the Kansas State staff for a season before he came when his brother Jack Welch became the head coach at Copperas Cove. He was at Cove for 24 years and got a head coaching job there at Lake Worth. 2021, probably the high water mark where they went 9-3 before last year, where they went 10-3 and went to the regional semifinals before falling to eventual state champ China Spring. Matt Stepp, of course, reported this on TexasFootball.com as he is wont to do. He speculates that we will see an internal hiring. Again,
at this point in the year,
my overall take on this is that at this point from, I would say about tax day, April 15th on, the smart money is on an internal hire. So Lake Worth will have a new head coach as Tracy Welch has retired after 5 seasons there with the Bullfrogs. Congratulations to him on an outstanding career. By the way, speaking of which, we'll be recording a new episode of Tep and Step this afternoon. Matt, if you're watching, this is your reminder that we're recording an episode of Tep and Step this afternoon. So make sure you check that out. Look for that in your feed. 7-on-7 happened this weekend, Pickle. There are actually a decent number of state qualifying tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
The Division One, especially in the Division One ranks. There were 3 of them, I want to say. Is that right? 2 or 3? 2 or 3. I think there were 3. There were 2. I'm right. One in Houston, Sci-Fair.
I was going to say, this upcoming week is like the mega slew of them.
The Sci-Fair East SQT, a pair of qualifiers. Cy Creek is in heading to College Station with a win over Houston Lamar in the state qualifying round. And the Woodlands is heading back to College Station as they are through to College Station. The Arlington SQT had a pair of commitments as well. Arlington Seguin, maybe a little home field advantage. They are heading towards. They are heading into the to College Station as they qualify. And then I don't know if you saw this. The other qualifier from the Arlington SQT.
Oh goodness,
folks. Coppell Cowboys are College Station bound.
Let's go.
They're heading back to College Station, state 7-on-7 tournament. Am I proud? Yeah. But you know what? Unfinished business. Unfinished business.
Ugh.
In it to win it.
Sure.
Cowboy fight never dies. And then Division 2, and we'll hear from one of the coaches who participated in this, Jeff Riordan, coming up here in just a moment. But Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove is heading back to state 7-on-7. Matt Stepp was out there. He was in our Slack over the weekend saying that Pleasant Grove passes the eyeball test.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprising considering some of the dudes they've got there, but Pleasant Grove, if you're heading to College Station for the state 7-on-7 tournament, you will get to see the Hawks of Pleasant Grove as they've qualified for state. Finally, I want to direct you back to TexasFootball.com for another piece by Corey Hogue. It's just the Corey Hogue Hour. He's got a great piece up about NIL at the Division 2 and the Division 3 level. We talk so much about Arch Manning and what kind of NIL deal he's getting. Of course, Quinn Ewers was very famously had a big NIL deal. This, that, and the other, right? What A&M and what they're paying on the NIL side, and that's such a hot topic at the FBS level. But our own Corey Hogue kind of put on his reporter hat, and kind of talked about what NIL collectives are going to look like in the Division II and the Division III ranks. Specifically, he's talking about is that going to be the norm there at the Division II and Division III? He posits yes. And he's talked with a number of coaches who said that they've already started working on that. But essentially, there was one source who said that basically that the collectives for athletes are going to be that's going to be preferable for that. But basically, he is saying that it is going to become the norm there to have for every one of these schools to have a 501c3, an NIL collective that is going to from which they're going to be able to pay out the NIL money, the name, image, and likeness money. It's going to be very, very interesting. But he's got one coach. He says, I'm just going to quote. I hope you go to TexasFootball.com and read the piece. Says, quote, "The challenge is figuring out a way to do a collective to where the NCAA won't consider it a benefit. The first school that's able to figure that out will have a big advantage over the rest of us. The rules are different for Division III schools, so it won't work the same way for them as it does for FCS rules," which is very true. Anyway, hope you'll go check that out if you're interested in how kind of the NIL is going to trickle down to the Division II and Division III ranks. Corey Hoke's got a great piece up on TexasFootball.com. Hope you'll go check that out. We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at TCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Already told you to subscribe. Hope you'll do it. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Now, a word from our friends at VCR Now.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
The 83rd KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship, the most historic and prestigious event in senior golf, kicks off an unprecedented run of major championships coming to PGA Frisco over the next 11 years. From May 24th to May 28th, join us as the best golfers over the age of 50 compete to have their name etched on the Alfred S. Bourne Trophy. Past senior PGA champions have included true legends of the game like Sarazen, Snead, Palmer, Nicklaus, Player, and Watson. A limited number of hospitality, pro-am, and ticket opportunities remain available for you to be a part of the first major championship at PGA Frisco. And keep in mind, corporate clients and ticket purchasers at this May's KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship will receive priority access to offerings at future major championships held at PGA Frisco, including the 2025 KPMG Women's PGA Championship and the 2027 PGA Championship. Visit srpga.com for more information. Pickle, it is 7-on-7 season, which is Matt Stepp season. Although it's not Big Dumb Hat season quite yet. We're getting there.
It could be if he wore them to more than just state, but I guess he only wears them to state.
Gotta keep your powder dry.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Gotta keep your powder dry.
I respect it.
Matt Stepp was out in East Texas at the Kilgore SQT, where he chatted with a number of coaches. One of them, the head coach of the 4A Division I state semifinalist Chapel Hill Bulldogs out of Tyler, Texas. Here is Matt Stepp's conversation with Jeff Riordan here on Texas Football Today.
Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, back here at the Kilgore 7-on-7 state qualifying tournament. Here with the head coach of the Chapel Hill Bulldogs and our good friend, Coach Jeff Riordan. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes before your kids get going this morning.
Oh, it's good being here. It's good to see you. This is our first tournament, so excited to get out here and do some football and play somebody besides yourself.
I'm going to throw my shades on real quick because that sun just popped out of the clouds. First off, Coach, it's 7-on-7, and they, I know you told me, we're not the greatest 7-on-7 team in the world, that kind of thing. But I know when the whistle blows and your kids strap it up, you're going to be pretty competitive and want your kids to do well. So what do you want to see out of your kiddos today, and what do you look for when you watch your guys play 7-on-7?
Very much like what you said, Steph. We want to come out here and compete and play hard and have fun, and I want to see good effort by our guys. And I told them yesterday as we broke it out after the athletic period that we're a football team. This is 7-on-7. This is basketball on grass. We're not going to live and die with what we do in 7-on-7. But I want to see us play hard. I want to see us compete. And if we're going to go, let's go to win. So like you said, once that whistle blows, the juices will be flaring. Our kids will be juiced up, ready to play and get after it. And just excited again to be out here doing football. It's that time.
And your coaches will be juiced up too. I know you guys. When your kids have success, you get juiced up. Which coach that's going to be here is going to be the one who's going to be the most juiced up?
Man, that's a hard sell right there. I think probably Coach Rowe. He'll be the most juiced up, but he may have to stand in a chair to watch the game.
Why are you doing our guy Rowe like that, man? There you go. Now, Coach, you guys have had a ton of success the last couple of years making the state. That's nothing to sneeze at, especially in your district. I was talking to Fuller, and he was just like, man, every week 9-4A Division I is just such a grind. Everybody's really good. So to make the state semifinals in back-to-back years, I know is a big accomplishment. But I know the goals are bigger for you guys. And last year ended on a disappointing note. So going into the off season, I know some guys like to say, hey, we want to flush that game. We don't want to talk about it. But for you guys, do you guys use the semifinal loss as kind of motivation or like a carrot to dangle out, or is it more about, hey, we're looking ahead now?
Just 2 years in a row of it has definitely been tough on us. But it's gave us that edge in off season. It's helped us not be complacent. Our kids know that what the goal is, what the expectation is, and that's all they talk about. Like there's no other goal for them this off season but to get to the state championship game and try to win it. So it's definitely. Things when it starts dragging a little bit during the off season, which we didn't have a whole lot of off season because we played ball all semester, is hey, Bernie whooped our butt. They took it to us. Let's make sure we remember that if we're having a down day, and let's find that motivation, that juice to go a little bit harder, a little bit longer. So
all right, now looking ahead to 2023,
we should be down here.
2023. When you look ahead to 2023, your ball club. Got some big names coming back. What are you guys going to hang your hats on, or what are some areas that hey, I still want to see some young guys mature and grow up as we move into summer strength and conditioning and get ready for fall camp?
We got a lot of experience coming back. Got 9 coming back on offense. 9 players that took us to the 5th round that put up a lot of numbers. With D at quarterback and Ricky at running back, you got probably the best twosome in the state in the backfield, and D can throw it really well, but is also 2-back every play, and we're in spread. So just having that guy back there, him and Ricky just are different level players. But we'll have a lot of pieces to the puzzle. I think we got 9 guys with D1 offers right now. Just shows you we got talent. But like I tell the kids all the time, that success is because your individual success is because of the team success the last 2 years. People want to come watch winners. We got 5 extra weeks of practice 2 years in a row for scouts to come by and see us practice because that's the time that they're out and that's the teams that they're watching. We got guys on defense coming back with, Day Ross has got 170 tackles last year. Trevor Brooks was all over the place last year with 130 tackles. Our defensive end, Kendall Allen, has multiple D1 offers. Javen Mayfield, Cam Kelly, at receiver. We got some guys. It's no secret that you got to have the Jimmies and Joes to win some football games.
Good players make good coaches, right?
No doubt about it. And everywhere I've been lucky and blessed to have good players.
All right, final question for you, Coach. We're starting to put together schedules for next year, and I noticed, particularly in East Texas, a lot of the small schools, some of the small schools have had to move games off of Friday night to Thursday night because of the officiating shortage. You guys, I don't think have had any games moved, thankfully, for your sake. But how concerning is that for you? And how do you, what is there anything you can do as a coach to kind of help with the shortage of officials? So we need those guys in stripes, don't we?
I think as coaches, we got to treat them right first and respect what they do. We got great officials in East Texas. I was blessed to have great officials in the Houston area when I was down there. Those guys work hard. They do the best they can, and coaches got to realize that, and not beat them up every week and encourage them. I think as coaches, we can encourage our future kids that are getting out and going into the business world or whatever profession they're choosing. Hey, that's extra money, and it's good money, and you still get to be around the game, and just encourage that part of it too. But it's definitely we haven't had to deal with the official shortage as much as some of the smaller schools, and it's tough for them, and I feel for them. But we've been lucky so far and blessed. But just going to continue. Chapel Hill's going to continue to treat officials right, and we're going to encourage some of our kids that are getting out to go into it and see what it's about.
Coach, appreciate your time. Enjoy watching your kids compete today, and appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas, and enjoy hosting your own SQT next week as well.
Yeah, yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming out.
There is Jeff Riordan, head coach of the Chapel Hill Bulldogs, out there at the Kilgore state qualifying tournament for 7-on-7, where Pleasant Grove punched their ticket to the state 7-on-7 tournament. We, of course, will have wall-to-wall coverage of the state 7-on-7 tournament in College Station coming up here in June. First, we got to finish a magazine, though, which I'm staring at some pages right now. I got to get that done. But then we'll go to 7-on-7. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Excited to go down there to the BCS. We do have to. The Mexican food place we went last time was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that
I
ruled.
would go back there.
I absolutely would,
over in
too.
Bryan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over in Bryan.
Yeah. That was, and it was fun because it was like mom and pop type
Yeah.
shop. That was
It was good.
really good. I forgot that we went there.
Might have to run back there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about the German place, which was fine, but the Mexican food place was a lot better.
Who picked that out?
The German place?
No, I meant the.
Oh, the Mexican food place? I think Mallory found it.
I think you're right. I think we
Yeah.
tasked Mallory because she was.
And she
it was her
crushed
first
it.
time at 7-on-7, I think.
Yeah.
As a full-time editorial member.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
ruled.
She did. She did really well. Anyway.
Forgot
Thanks, Jeff
about
Riordan,
that,
for
yeah.
hopping on with us. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle, America's second favorite segment, Final Thoughts. Ahoy, matey.
If you're interested in watching more step interviews like that, we're going to be posting those to our YouTube page, so you can go check those out. But texasfootball.com/7on7, that's where all of the information will be kept for all of the SQTs. So we will get to College Station eventually, but before then, a lot of SQTs to get through, so we'll have you covered there.
Ma'am.
Correct.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Chapel Hill's Jeff Riordan for being our guest. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please give me your Player of the Year trophy, which is here somewhere.
Oh, yeah, it's right here. We hit it, Tobias, again.
Got it. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.